Or nice to meet you. Round time, quest time. Let's see how it goes. Let's first do the round, because there is a quest from Toval. The damage happened a few days ago. Didn't think the situation would still be so bad. I really can't believe it. And there is no solution on the mayor proposal. What incident? What are we talking about? Are they here? No, they are not here. I really don't need to start packing. I'm still not convinced why any of this is necessary. How did it even come to this? Hey, are you guys looking for Kai by any chance? He's at home. He should be packing right now. Packing? What's going on here? I think we should talk with him first and foremost. You calm down, I'm worried, but you calm down. Okay, bye. Be like intriguing before we get to the answer. Oh, I forgot something. Okay. There. Even you are at your wits' end, huh, Gilban? After last night, if something doesn't change. My apologies, I wish I could have proved more useful. Everyone seems so focused, I wonder what's going on. Welcome. A little crowd at the moment, isn't it? I apologize if boxes and stuff are in your way. We'll be counting on as usual for the time being. Just let us know if you need anything. Not really, what the hell is going on now? I won't go to Kyle yet. Maybe it got something to do with the quest. It's so cool that the quest is affecting this way. Oh my god, wait. Oh, I love him. Lot. Gramp and Grants are tidying up the house. I finished quick, so I'm waiting for them here with the ships. But why do they have to tidy? Tidy. Very new. I'm like trying to ask how it's pronounced. Oh, there. Okay, there are people. Oh. I never would have thought something like this would have happened today of all days. Oh, sorry, I was taking a break. I'll be moving on soon, so don't mind me. Is there even a ship here? Yeah, indeed, my friend. I'm worried too. Don't worry about that. I understand your worry. The mysterious thing is going on here. Why I never see the door? I have kept things to a minimum just as you asked, Father. Oh, thank you. I'm just about done tidying up myself. Could you please go out and see how things are, Sister Rochelle? There could be people having difficulties. What are their preparations? Yes, of course. Not really, what the hell? Nobody touch my village. We are lucky to have a mayor who puts his town first. The moment that monster issue cropped up, he set straight to work and devised the most efficient plan to move forward. If we trust him and do what he says, we'll be safe from any danger. If there is a monster, I kill it. Well, I guess we should decide which of lot things will be taken with us. Poor thing stuck with his withered old grandparents who had hardly carrying anything too large or heavy. Just listen to me complaining to you about something you got no part in. Don't pay any mind to my rambling, alright? Lots, things, they must be heading out somewhere. This could be related to Toval's request. I'm liking this so much. My friend just did that quest on Asher of the old lady of Calvar. Like, it was so much action. I miss those type of quests, you know? I don't know, maybe because we upgrade the graphics. Hey, do you know? Brandy never goes bad. You can keep it for ages and it stays delicious. It even gets better as it ripens. There is no need to check on these barrels anymore, but it's just so hard to leave them. Yes, I know. Celine, traduction, please, Celine. We better let the military know that the deliveries will be delayed. It's one of the chief methods of relaxation for the soldiers. Given the circumstances, I'm sure they will understand, but you know what? Even if I were the very last person here, I will still press on. When I think about what must have been going through Dad's mind and how he felt leaving the place to me, I can just give up now. Muriel, even if you say something like that, I don't want them to tell me more. Kai's the one that did the freaking request that I didn't read. I just say like Alster, Kai. I'm like, sure. I've seen you all lurking around this town a lot. I'm doing rounds. We are going through a terrible test of bonds between residents. We mustn't allow anything that would cause them to doubt. I don't want to make a big fuss, but you should return to your own hometown. Return to my own hometown. If that were any easy. This is so crazy. Yeah, the mayor said that we just need to be patient, but I don't know about that. It looks like these two are getting ready for something. Okay, Antilia, right? It's been a while. Oh, hey. Is that the request why you're here? Yeah, exactly. The wall's just as busy as you have imagined, so he passed it to us. And the other here told me a bit about you two. Alster done so much for my brother, I'd be very much like to repay that debt even if it's just a little. Oh, okay, that's very sweet. Oh, she's so beautiful. I wonder if she's friends with Class 7. What exactly did the town do for your brother? It's rather long story. We'll tell you some other time. Please watch what you say here. Sorry, I just got too caught in the things. She really does look familiar. I may just be overthinking. I think Kay's starting to pick up on things, guys. Anyway, would you mind if we ask you a few questions? Tobal mentioned the town was having problems with some kind of monster. Can you tell us anything about it? Yes, that's right. Recently, it started showing up near town almost every night. Obviously, no one wanted it around, but we all made do. There was some damage to equipment and plants, but it kept getting worse. Things took a real turn yesterday. It was the first time that people ended up injured. Oh my, I suppose that's not the sort of thing one can simply wait out, is it? No, it's not. The really creepy part is that we don't even know what it looks like. That town asked this hunter to help us get rid of it. It's pretty famous around here. It's so scary the monster appeared out of nowhere and then it disappeared just as fast. It's like we are in a horror story. It really does feel that way. We actually had some soldiers come by, but given the situation, they held off on any operations. Why does that not surprise me? It seems they have been neglecting their duties, just like during the Civil War. And there was that airship incident already. All the adults were talking about it this morning. They all agree that we can't afford any more damage done. The mayor suggests that we all move to the mining town Aragon. Meaning Alster's going to be abandoned temporarily. I can't believe that it's come to this. So that's what you two were preparing for. But if that happens, I'm sorry everyone, I know this is shocking news, but you guys have already saved Alster once. If anyone can find out the truth about this monster, it's you. So, if you have the time, would you mind looking it for us? We really appreciate it. I just can't stand the thought of parting with our home. It's full of memories with mom and dad. You guys, during the Civil War, those Jaegers left Alster in shambles. Is there any way that we can help out? Well, we have a lot of memories in this town too. We may only have today to investigate, but we'll do whatever we can. Really? That's great. We can't thank you enough. Oh, there's no need. We're happy to help. For Oliver's sake too, since he can't publicly act right now. Right, ready to go monster hunting? Oh, Malik? Girl? Yeah. We don't have a whole lot of clues yet though. Let's start by asking around town. If we find anything out, we'll come back and fill you in. Got it. Good luck. Let us know if we can help. We'll do anything we can. Let's go investigating. The chapel always have the answers. Be like, dude, those Adius? Where is Adius? Did she divide herself or something? When the townspeople are forced to evacuate because of monster, it's not like the church isn't affected. I like to speak directly with Father. So that's where your curiosity lies. It's a rather horrid subject, I'm afraid. Many of the local men have been conscripted, and the townspeople have been forced to evacuate due to this threat. There is some logic behind what the mayor says, however. The safety of the townspeople is paramount. The evacuation will take place today. I also contact the chapel in the mining town Aragon to make arrangements. I see. Even though everything is so sudden, it seems that things are being handled much more quickly than I expected. Actually, it seems that many of the residents in Aragon are empty due to the conscription. Also, the mayor been urging the townspeople to move to Aragon. He say it's for the good of the empire. Really? That's why I've been in communication with Father there for quite some time now. Though I never imagined it would end up being fairly convenient in this sort of situation. I see. Thank you again for your time, Father. Okay, the mayor is the one. He's the monster. He goes at night and breaks things and then hides. He's the one? That's it. We have discovered everything. Hey, Mayor. It was you, right? Hey, what are you doing? This must be the mayor. It seems that he's been affected by the Great Twilight. Let's at least try to speak to him. Prancing around pretending to be Bracer, are you? I suggest you drop the act. If this is because of the monster, the wonderful soldiers who are dedicated to the Imperial family have asked around already. Are you talking about the Imperial Defense Force? What are they doing here? So you are at least aware of their name, I see. I already take down observation. They will perform an official inquiry in the near future. However, with war almost upon us, we can expect our needs to be a priority. That is why I have to make the decision to evacuate the whole town to the mining area. Aragon is short of manpower. Helping with mining effort is also helping the war effort. He's still thinking about war even when the town's in this state. If it ain't the course, then this guy's really gone off the rails. I don't think we'll be able to rely on him. It's a shame, but we have to ask around elsewhere. A shame. You should be ashamed. I want to walk as Alvin. Now that there are some familiar faces. Welcome. Are you perhaps here about the monster? Yes, exactly. Would you mind if we ask you some questions? Oh, I have been talking about it. It devastated our field and destroyed the irrigation waterways. It showed up just about every night. Wait, it sounds like twice in the sky. Strange thing I ever seen. I've been hunting for 15 years now, and even my countless attempts at tracking it have all been in vain. It's the same story every time. We're in hot pursuit and the trail just vanished completely up in smoke. It's infuriating. The only thing I can think to explain it is that the damn thing has wings. When we lost the trail, it must mean it's flown off. So that's why they call it the mysterious monster. Turning a blind eye here isn't an option. The people of Astel can't handle this problem alone. Yeah, I completely agree. I can see why Kay and Tilia reached out to Toval about it. But is this enough to warrant an evacuation? Thanks for your time. There's no doubt in my mind that what you have shared with us will be useful. Please, you are too kind. I wish I could offer more information. Regardless, winged or not, it's a big and dangerous. Please watch yourself out there. Take a quick rest here before you leave. Thank you so much. Your kindness is much appreciated. Obrigado. Wait, are we very good positioned? You come here, and you come around here, and you come here, and you come here, and you come here, and yeah. I get a feeling it's gonna be an archaism. Lycor. That person from the distillery. Oh yes, that monster. It's a strange story, alright? Some of the fields I look after have been destroyed. I was so looking forward to the harvest. I see. Did you get a look at the culprit? No, I didn't. He seemed to only come out at night. But I do sometimes catch sign of this weird person. A weird person, you say? Yes, a man. I don't recognize him from around town. He spent all day looking around the town and loitering near the fields. He even gave our staying rose a glimpse. He hasn't been around lately, but his behavior is weird for a tourist, don't you think? I don't know. We should remember this for later. Yeah, it may prove important later. Huh? Ho ho ho! No, it won't be Phantom Thief. Will it be? Boy, who have thought something like this will happen in Alster. Maybe this guy who has attacked and injured by the monster. Excuse me, do you have a minute? I see, you're investigating the incident. It happened last night. Just as the sun was setting, I realized that I had forgotten to close one of the fences. When I went back to the field alone, I was suddenly attacked from behind. It was pitch black, so I couldn't make it out very well, but it looked like a gigantic cat monster. A gigantic cat monster sounds like it would be really vicious. How are your injuries? Are you going to be okay? Yes, you don't need to worry about me. I was able to fend it off by my hoe. I do have some injuries on my hands and feet, but it's not enough to prevent me from walking. That's good to hear. It must have been a terrifying experience. Do you remember anything else? It doesn't matter how minor. We're interested in any and all details. I don't really... Wait, is this blonde girl... No, must be my mind playing trick on me. More importantly, there was this strange noise just before I was attacked. It was a high-pitched noise, almost like a whistle. Did you say a whistle? I see, that's very helpful. I hope it helps your investigation. I really hope you can do something about these monster attacks. Of course, we'll do our best. Okay, let's wrap things up. First off, let's summarize what we learned. Don't make me choose. There are many puzzling aspects to this case. Right, it's not just about the monster. I suggest we talk it over at Kai and Tilia's house. Good thinking. It's decided then. I get a feeling they're gonna make me choose like what we have there. You should not look like rain. Stop it, Laura, stop it. Or you will throw me into the wall and kiss me. Kiss me like na 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 na. First things first, let's lay out what we know. We gather a lot of information, but let's focus on the monster first. Several things we learned caught my attention, but if we put those stories together, what's strange is that it attacks people, that there are no eyewitnesses, that it showed up now. I think that's a strange thing. Isn't it a bit too convenient that it showed up now of all times? I agree, you have to wonder what drew it here all of a sudden. That hunter mentioned that he lost it midway through the chase each time he went after it. It also seems set up, doesn't it? To be honest, Tilia and I kinda suspect that too. It just don't seem like a coincidence. And I would say it was like a big cat monster or something, right? I was surprised to hear that. Why did you find that surprising? Well, it just wasn't what I expected, I guess. The crops that were ravaged were grapes, right? Oh, I see. It does seem out of place for a Garviner's monster to be drawn to crops. Perhaps even less so. And why would it destroy the irrigation waterways like that? It almost seems like it's trying to harass the town. So why its behavior so abnormal? That's the million-mirror question. We must consider the possibility that, I just say it, Alvin, is developed higher intelligence, is being controlled by people, is under the effect of the Great Twilight. There must be someone controlling it. What? Controlling monster? Is that even possible? Yeah, actually, there are certain monsters that have been specifically trained to respond to sound. They are known as military monsters. You will often see Jaeger using them. Someone mentioned seeing a strange man. Don't tell me it's Gilbert. I have seen him too. He doesn't look like a soldier or a Jaeger, but he seems like he's in Alster for a reason. As of right now, we can't know if he's related or not. Still, considering what we have seen and heard, we can rule out some sort of conspiracy at play here. A conspiracy. I know it may sound absurd, but I think it's worth exploring what the reason behind such a plot could be. If someone were in fact controlling the monster, what would be their motive? Well, we have to start by thinking about potential objectives. You answer it: to obtain agricultural product now. To obtain Saintoros, something else. The only conclusion I think is that there is something that we don't yet understand. You are probably right, Elise. It's true, we didn't walk away with anything conclusive at all. But there was one person who seemed to know the truth behind what's going on. Someone who knows the truth. Who could it be? I think Mayor, Imperial Defense Force, Father Nogaro. Mayor, Imperial Defense Force. Damn it. Mayor. It could be. Are you saying that the mayor is intentionally intimidating the residents? I don't know about that. There must be some mistake. It's not something I want to believe either. But people were saying that the mayor's been pushing to move to Aragon for quite some time now, even before this monster issue. We can't deny that things seem to be falling in his favor. Well, when you put it like that, it does seem awfully convenient. It's a terrible thing to consider, but it does make some sense. You know what I mean, right, Ilya? One day he just started acting so strange. But he's the mayor. He's always been such a nice person. When we lost mom and dad, he really looked out for us. It's just so hard to imagine. Tilia, I wonder what the truth is. The Great Outlight has proved itself to have an incredible far reach. It's not out of question. I just don't know. On one hand, the mayor controlling the monster is a possibility, but it looks like we don't have all the facts yet. Please excuse me. Hey! Oh, aren't you Malik's co-worker? Please excuse the sudden interruption. Malik told me that you are in Alster dealing with a certain incident. This is rather awkward request to make, but I was actually wondering if you could maybe leave this issue be for me. Leave it to be, do you mean? Is there something going on in Alster? Something that warrants the Government Accountability Inspectorate taking action? Well, I will just have to leave that up to your imagination. It looks like you have your reason, Rainer. But the residents are terrified. They're already preparing to evacuate by the end of the day. We can't turn a blind eye to this. What? Things have already reached that point? Everything moving way too fast. I do have an idea, but we're going to need your help. We got to bring this to an end. Alright then, Micah has told me a lot about you guys. I've thought this for a while now, but you are probably people worth trusting. I will share what we have gathered. Make sure you use it well. The idea that these sort of things could occur in Astel is hard to fully wrap my mind around. Rainer did put some potential operation together, but they are not going to make it in any time, just like we thought. If anyone's going to do something, it'd have to be us. Besides, I don't think this is entirely unrelated to those of us from Taurus. It certainly does seem that way. We have to uncover what really is going on no matter what. And Tilia and I wanna help too. I think we can convince the people who live here to go along with our plan. I couldn't imagine anyone better suited for that. Things could get a little rough out there. Princess Elfie in a leash, your safety, stop it. I don't know what's going on through your mind, but if it resulted anything but us coming along, then you can forget it. Yes, that's right, we're helping and that's that. You know, he was not that much in Cold Steel 2 and more when they came with us to the trial. The empty trial. He was okay. You won't let us come this far only to tell us to stay out of it, will you? Well, I guess I should have known they won't back down after hearing all that. With all of us along for the ride, this will be a walk in the park. Just be careful as possible and stay with the group. Yep, you got it. We understand. Let's make sure we are ready before we head out. It's time, everyone. Yes. Right, yeah. Okay, I understand. We head out where? With them? Oh, I'm so nervous. Tila and I are ready. Yes, let go. I'm like, I don't know, it's just do the operation. The residents start to assemble one by one. The time had come to evacuate to Aragon as the mayor had ordered. Even those residents who had possessed the evacuation made their preparation to leave. With a sad farewell, they left their homes behind. Oh, finally. It took longer than I thought it would. They are all so stubborn, it was always going to be tough. Oh, Alster. You're a noble-eastern metropolis, but by Adius are you beautiful town. And how proud I am that Prince Oliver himself spent some of his childhood here. Which is why merely cooperation with conscription is simply not enough. I want our town to make a true contribution to this nation. My good mayor, I will appear we can finally get started. This guy. Hey there, what? Sorry it took so damn long. You won't believe how stubborn all these townsfolk are. It's clearly now that getting everyone away from the town first was the only way for this little reforming scheme of yours to go smoothly. I owe you a great deal of gratitude. Speed is crucial in business. Admittedly, I had to use a somewhat unconventional approach. I won't concern yourself with that. It all comes at expenses. It is unfortunately that the town had to sustain some minor damage, but it's all for the greater good, I'm sure. I'm still impressed with the scale of it all, though. What was it again? A gigantic logistics center? From the plan drawn up, I gather it was like an improved version of the logistics storehouse that Clays has in the capital. And didn't you mention that by building it in our suburbs we'd be able to develop into Erebone's next big commercial area? The empire is expanding and there is an urgent demand to establish a logistic network, particularly for Uri and Northumbria. The economic benefits we will gain from an Alster logistics center will be unprecedented. Will you be so kind as to grant permission to open a factory that manufactures military items other than weapons? Of course. I presume such a factory will employ locals. It's for the country and also for the benefit of Alster. It's a perfect plan. I had a hunch this was what was happening. What are you still doing here? Well, do believe I've seen your faces before. You were in the same class as Hugh, if I'm not mistaken. You just keep popping up where you are not welcome. You really like sticking your neck out. It's clear why these two are acting like this. Clay's sales manager was Amir Mathim. Are you aware that this plan of yours is illegal? I can't believe that you use mustard for your own purpose and drove away the resident. This is fraud and intimidation on a wide scale. You have essentially hijacked a town. There's no way of sugarcoating it. What you did is mess up. We can let this kind of cruelty slide. But there's still time. Please stop this. What does it matter to outsiders like you, We're only thinking of the country and Alster. How dare you be so impudent? Let's get these people out of my town. Cleaning the reef trap up shouldn't be a problem. After all, I already arranged to sweep away the town. What are a few extra pieces of trash? What? Time is short and we have to begin. Let the great plan begin. Ah, okay. Huh? Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh. Never freaking mind. Rain saw the sign that Claims has been doing some shady deal with Ouroboros. But they are not just using military monsters, they are using archaism too, and there are so many of them. What is all this about? What are these machines doing here? They are going to disturb the town, stop them. What are you talking about? This is what we agreed. This is a necessary measure we must take in order to beat the factory. Wait, the factory was supposed to build on the outskirts of town. I had the area surveyed and the mountains were going to make development difficult. The locality of the town was perfect, however, it is the most efficient site. This is for the nation, surely you won't start objecting now of all time. No, but this is... You have tricked me, I would have never agreed to this. Well, have a nice day, everyone. Things are going to be a little messy here for a while, so I think I take my leave. He's running for it. We have to do something about this first. Oops, late, take the archaism. Stop it now. Damn you, leave our town alone. Look out. Oh, curse! Are you okay? It's dangerous here, please stand back. Your Highness, elite. Oh, let them fight, god damn it! No, I intend to fight. Allow me to help. This is the reality of the Great Ireland, and the government scams. If I don't do whatever I can to save this nation, then I'm not fit to be part of the Imperial family. Your Highness, we do something about the monster and the archaism. So leave this to us, you need to catch up to Watts. For all, Alster. Got it, thank you. At least protect Her Highness if it gets too dangerous. Both of you just run, got it? Don't worry about us. When you prefer the princess, then your sister, and then your sister, then the princess, and then both. Oh, Rain. I like him more in costume too. He left them go to the trial. Be careful, everyone. I just hope my emergency plan make it in time. What was your emergency plan? Earlier. Not long now, the lodge should be just up ahead. Oh ma'am, ouch, are you doing alright? Yes, thank you. Don't worry about me, I can still walk a little longer. How about we take a short break while we are here? There is no need to hurry, we can take our time. Yeah, I guess you're right. Anyway, Kay, when are you and Tilia going to tell us what this is all about? I was surprised to hear you all of all people tell us we should leave town earlier. Alright, about that. Actually, Rin and them were the ones who came up with this whole plan. Really now? You mean those kids who saved the town before? I'll tell you more once we get to the lodge. Well, alright. You must have your reason for keeping quiet. In any case, the lodge is just a little bit further. I'll take care of any monster we run into in the meantime, so follow me. Of course, thank you very much. Come on, Lot, don't double. Right. It's not here, the sheep plushie daddy gave me. No, I must have accidentally left it behind somewhere. No! Oh god damn it, if somebody do something to Lot, I'm gonna throw the courageous into their faces. Well, now I'm going to be quite busy from here on. Oh, he's talking alone. Oh! What's up? It's you. What are you doing here, Herman? Mr. Watts. Isn't it about time you went straight? You have been ignoring orders from the main office for a while now. On top of that, I hear you have been making illicit deals all over the empire. How long did you think you could keep this up? So what happened to that promise of yours? You swore you won't trap over order for business sake, but here we are. I never would have found my calling if it weren't for you. I'm just here to make up for all you did for me. And I have decided I'm going to pay you back by stopping you from making this huge mistake. It's over now, Watts. You know this isn't your first offense, but it'll be the last you try to scam someone like this. The inspectorate should have already contacted you. They'll be to bring up in for your questioning about your recently deal with the government. For meddling kids. Why don't you all just stop wasting my time? I know I had my stepbacks, but this plan is foolproof. I won over the mayor, avoid the main office, lay the groundwork with the government, and even call in favor from the IDF. Do you have any idea how long I have been waiting for all this to come together? Pretty soon the Alster distribution center is going to dominate the whole of the Northwest region. You think about it, if I pull this off, it'd be the biggest score of my entire career. The profit I bring in could finally even surprise Hugh Claysts. That's what this was all about, profits. If only you have gone about it differently, that patient could have led you to great things. You've been with Clays a long time, ever since it was first founded, right? Were you hoping Hugh would hand over the Clays Mall in orders to you? This is my fault, Mr. Watts. If only I paid more attention, I could have stopped you before it came to this. But if worse won't work, I'll have to get through to you some other way. Don't you dare try to stop me. It's all about to come together, just a little more. It'd be perfect, I tell you. What was that? Oh. A child? Looks like the heavens have sent me a little gift. No, damn it, no! Now everyone, better mind your manners, just keep quiet and cooperate, and this will all go smoothly. Mr. Watts, let him now. Now let me be clear, I'm not going to budge even one rage away from my plan. All I need is a little more time and the proper equipment, and I'll be able to level Alster to the ground. Not to mention, I still have one last ace up my sleeve. Lord. Alright now, time to take out the trash. Just Pargredos. You really brought Ouroboros archaism out here. That's enough, stop this right now, Mr. Watts. The Great Toilet has got to him. That settled it, we have to finish this ourselves. First we'll take these things down. Everybody ready? Yeah, we got this. Rescue the hostage and return Watts.
This one's tough. Be careful.
I wish we can be careful. Ah, we have fought this guy. Okay, okay.
Yeah! Let's go.
I mean, these guys. Okay. I just wanted to see.
Go berserk! Infernal Hunt! I'm up! Take this! Infernal Gale! Huh? Now! It's mine! My turn. Hey, you! Rest in peace!
Nice.
It's down! An opening!
Yes! Arcus, activate! Yeah!
Nope.
I'm up! Roar! Healing strike!
Right.
I got this.
Now, eat this! Here's dessert!
Thank you.
That's what you get for being careless.
Yeah! An opening!
It's my turn. Huh? Yeah! My turn.
Go berserk! Infernal Hunt!
Hunt.
Leave it to me. Light! Shine over us all!
Weak!
Nope. Yes. Weak.
Yeah!
Please
An
weak.
opening!
Yes! Arcus, activate! Leave it to me. Orbital Gear EXA, activate! Ha! Orbital Laser, fire! Now! Attack! Yeah!
Come on, Emma.
Yes!
Rain. I don't see rain. Wait. Okay.
Healing breath!
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's go! My mind is clear. My blade empty. Now! Ha! Termination slash! Dodge!
Come crazy.
I got this.
Leave it to me. Pierce through! Rosetta Arrow! Let's
Nice.
do it! Attack!
It's go time! Hector Mark II! It's mine!
Yes!
You're not done. That isn't cool. But you're not done.
If you could!
I'll take over.
Go berserk! Infernal Hunt!
Hunt.
My turn. Right! Is that all? You must train more.
Nice. That's how it's done.
I must continue to train.
If you want. Alone. Just you go train. I stay here. No, you destroyed them already? This is ridiculous, but you weak from that fight. I just use other one and not so fast. Ooh! Wait, rain? Oh no! Perfect timing, KA. Now, oh, caliente. Well, Shera, Oh! Tilia. Looks like the tables have turned. Things were getting pretty dicey there, but I guess we made it just in the nick of time. We are from the Basic Guild. Can anyone bring us up to speed? I'm only sorry we couldn't get here sooner. Not all, everything worked out perfectly. I'm glad I called you guys. I never thought things would get this crazy. Thank goodness, we were worried sick when you disappeared, lot. It all happened so fast. I'm sorry I ran off, Tilia. Okay. You did a great job on the rescue as well. I think the credit goes to Estelle and the others for charging in right when things took a turn for the worst. I'm just relieved things turned out the way they did. Bracer, you got to be kidding me. Wanted criminals kill dogs, where it is going to end? Are you going to make an enemy of Clays, of the government? You still haven't given up? Tough nut to crack, huh? I don't think you fully understand the position you are in. What? According to Tobal, the main office, Clays, has denied all responsibility for the thing you have done. You have been suspended from duty several times and you are on your last warning now. That info technically isn't meant to leave the company, but push really came to shove. I've heard from it from Rainer. Your unethical fixation on suicide is in the direction opposition to the main office wishes. Doesn't it seem a bit uncouth of you invoke Clays, Mr. Three Pieces Sweet, considering their feelings toward you and all? Throwing it around like that could land you in some trouble. I could agree more. Hugh? You have no right to utter that name, Watts. The same goes for your so-called connection with the government. Hugh, right? He's finally here. And there's the last helper we call in. The ship. Sir. Hey there everyone, sorry it took us so long. Finding Hugh and bringing him here took a wee bit longer than expected. Well, Mr. Managing Director, seems like things here have taken a real spiral. Any plans on how to handle it? Oh, I put an end to this, alright. It's my duty after all. Wait, what are you? Sir, I apologize for how this must look. Those ruffians have thrown a wrench in the works, but it's only a temporary setback, I assure you. Watts, let us go to the chase. What exactly are you doing here? Sir? Do you have any idea of the trouble you are in? As if scamming people out of their home wasn't bad enough. You even took a child hostage. I've told you time and time again that I won't accept such unconsiderable methods of business, yet you continue to disregard my orders. Sir, I don't understand. Who cares about the past? Don't you see what's at stake here? I have found an efficient way to boost our profits. Why should anything else matter? That's what doing business is all about. You'll never make it in this industry if you let yourself worry over matters of purity morality. Come on, Watt, it's like speaking to a brick wall with you. The curse has taken root deep inside him. It must have honed in on his fixation with profit and drove him out of control. Or maybe it's more his obsession with surprising you that's gotten him this far out of line. Surprising me? Why should that matter so much? You still don't understand? I've been with Clay since the very beginning. I watched it grow from a tiny company into the nationwide juggernaut it is today. Do you have any idea what it's like for me, since you take over and call me incompetent, third rate? If I can raise our profit more than you, then perhaps finally You will recognize me for the businessman I truly am. Why they're putting sad song into him? He took Lot, and Ren hit him. We still on Joshua. Like, okay, you deserve a sad song just because I came. No, really, you don't deserve it. Remove that. Hook always view things so logically, but a situation like this really requires an emotional touch. What? You have been a loyal employee of my company for many years. In just the past month, your efforts have raised our profit margin by 10%. I admit the results you have achieved have been impressive. But your criminal activity, rejection of our trading policy, and utter refusal to follow orders are not something I can overlook. Effectively, immediately, I relieve you of your position as sales manager and placing you on indefinite suspension. But what? It can't be, after all I have done. Everyone, I'm truly sorry for the trouble what has caused. I take full responsibility. I should have paid more attention to what was going on in my own company. I promise I compensate anyone who was affected by my employees' unlawful activities. Say thanks to Ren. No, Herman. Yes, sir. Attend to what? It looks like he's taken a few bumps. See to it that he gets some medical treatment. Yes, sir, of course. Well, I must be on my way. Hold on up, Hook. One more question before you go. Are you planning on the MFA here on out? The what's problem may be Sarah, but what about the future? You knew that the government was planning, but you still got into bed way then. I know that wasn't purely a business decision, but all of this does happen here, that's where it got, yeah. You claim you are gonna take responsibility, but what does that mean? Stepping down as managing director? I told you already, didn't I? I'm going to settle things. The fires of war will engulf this continent before too long. I've known that for 2 years now. That's why I ally myself with the government, to give Clay its best chance of surviving. Oh, you're stupid. But I see now that I made the wrong job. Okay, you're not stupid. It's only natural I should resign. Okay, Hugh. You win my respect. Hugh, okay, wait, Becky got something to tell you. Jeez, enough of that bitch. What are you thinking that's gonna accomplish? What? She's got a point, Hugh. You know we're trying to put an end to the Great Twilight, right? Your government connection could make you a valuable ally to that cause. What do you say, for old time's sake? I don't know. Oh my god, Estelle! Okay, the way I see it, the important thing here isn't obligation, it's what you truly want to make happen. No, that is any of my business. No, your business is everything, Estelle. Everything. The movie is yours, with Ollie, and Joshua and Ren. I'm not from Erebony myself, so I don't know what all this must be like for you. But all of us have got this far by following our own convictions, by doing what we believe is right. Same probably goes for Ren and Class 7, so why should it be any different for you? Stell, the best. Yeah, that's a pretty good way of summing up why we're here. We won't have trudged all the way to West Erebony if we didn't believe in what we were doing. In the end, the decision is yours to make. Try to be honest with yourself and see how things go from there. What do I really want? For crying out loud, you know what you want, you just can't admit it because of that stubborn pride of yours. You know there is a way both Thors and Clays can come out of this still standing. So wrap your wimped and snap it. If you go wrong again, I'll be here to set it right. Becky. Me go wrong? You better not expect I make any sort of mistake like that twice. And I move forward from here my way. I will ensure the future of the company and Thor's without so much as rely. Oh, Twig. Well say, if anyone can do all that, it's you. All the same, it's good to have you back on our side, Hugh. I'm sure the others will be glad to hear it too. We should head back and spread the news to the courageous, don't you think, guys? Yeah. Huh? Well, I'm certainly glad that's over. Go talk to Estelle and Joshua about the ring. You could say that again. My heart's still beating crazy fast. We still have a few things we need to clear up, but at least the worst is behind us. And it's all thanks to them. Those Thor's kids still got it in them, don't they? And Joshua and Rain and Estelle. Shortly, the 3rd Armored Division arrived to take control of the scene. Estelle, Joshua and Rain should go to the courageous, you know? They're here, so... Alster sustained considerable damage, however it was swiftly restored with the compensation of Christ. The resident rejoins. Oh, she's happy. Oh my god, our friend, yeah! Ooh. Okay. Oh, Lord. Certainly not everything was resolved that day. But at least this was the end of the incident that engulfed Alster. You're all going now, aren't you? Right, we have to. I figure. I want to thank you guys again for everything you did. Right, you have got my thanks too. I knew asking you guys to look into this was the right call. Well, if it wasn't just us, we had a lot of help on this one. Right, we had some assistance in clearing out the remaining Archseason too. Heh, we only clobbered a few and you two pretty much had things handled on your own. It's thanks to all of your guys' hard work that Alster was saved. You were first on the scene and you busted the conspiracy wide open. Yeah, if you haven't got here when you did it, it may have been too late. Oh, thank you for saying so, but I think if I hear any more praise, I'll turn red from head to toe. Honestly though, I'm sure my father and brother will be able to breathe a sign of relief now. I don't doubt it. If you have the chance, please tell your father that I hope for his swift recovery. Thank you, I'll let him know. What are they talking about? I think I may have an idea. That will be our little secret, okay? Things are gonna get way tougher from here. We'll gotta stay on our toes. For now, us bracers are gonna keep on bracing. Hope you guys can keep up. Yeah. Come back anytime. Just be careful out there. Things may be a bit tough for the town for a bit. If there's anything we can do to help, just let us know. We'll come back to see you again. Stay safe. I saw Stella and Joshua. We got like around here, right? Oh my god, they are here. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh, my daughter. Oh my god. Ash. Okay, we're gonna let it go here. So guys, thank you so much for watching and see you next one. If you guys want. I don't know.
All the lights, they're passing by, and all my thoughts, they multiply. I see it flash before my eyes. I see the whole